everybody.
Hi, friends. Well, from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
where we, a couple of atheists, try to make sense of religion, politics, spirituality, thankfulness, whatever you want in these United States.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm Dan Beecher.
And coming up on the show today, we're going to be talking about thankfulness because it is Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Frank's coming out.
Frank's trying to show off his wine sweater, his wine-themed.
Well, it's not just wine. I'm going to stand up.
Okay.
So
Okay. Oh, it's got a whole. It's got a charcuterie.
It's got a charcuterie board with a bottle
wine
of wine
and sharks.
So
For the for
go over to
Thanksgiving.
YouTube and check it out, guys. It's great. You know you want to see
out,
it.
Yeah, go to YouTube, check out Frank's sweater so that you can see it. Hit like, maybe hit subscribe. It wouldn't kill you.
That would be good stuff.
And you get to see the sweater. You get to see our ugly mugs. And
no,
there
don't
you
do
go.
that. Yeah, we're going to be talking about sort of who do you direct this thankfulness to?
Yeah.
And so that's the second half of the show. First, there are things that happened this week
In the world.
Yeah. News.
A new or two. Yes.
In fact, including, Dan,
Okay.
a Christian school in the UK
Oh,
that
dear.
may have stepped in it a little bit because they have banned the singing of songs from the hit Netflix film K-pop Demon Hunters. Because they are concerned that they are not keeping with the school's Christian ethos. This is the Lilliput Church of England Infant School.
Okay.
In Poole, Dorset. They
an
sent
infant school.
an infant school. They sent a message to parents on Friday or two ago at this point, saying that some members of the community are deeply uncomfortable with the references to demons. Right. And said that they want to, because demons are associated with spiritual forces that are opposed to God and goodness. And all that this makes me think of is the poor little kids down the street when I was a kid whose parents wouldn't let them watch the Smurfs, right? Because of Gargamel was a wizard, right? And there was magic. And
or maybe more recently, the parents who wouldn't let their kids watch any of the Harry Potter movies. Or whatever. There's always something.
And it's like kids understand that this is fun and make believe, and that this isn't real, right?
And if you're even remotely worried about it, you can just sit your kids down and tell them, hey, one of these very made up things is real. We believe it's very real. Yeah. And then the other very made up thing is just pretend and just for fun, and we don't take it seriously.
Right.
Just have a talk with your kids, people.
Be a parent.
Yeah.
Right. A parent.
But that's a bridge too far, apparently.
Yeah, indeed. Well, anyway, K-pop Demon Hunters, the title of this cartoon, I guess.
It's got demon right in the title.
It's terrifying. I was terrified when I just saw the title of the film.
I know. We all shuddered in fear.
Apparently, this is Netflix's most viewed film ever.
Yeah, you had never even heard of it.
I've never even heard of it.
You had mentioned something about it before, and I was like, yeah, I watched it. I actually kind of like that one.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. I just turned the Netflix back on the other day. So maybe I will check it out because it sounds great. It's the adventures of a fictional K-pop girl band called Huntrix. And its three members use their magic and fighting skills to protect humans from demons. This is good stuff. These are the good guys. Yeah. Right. Demons are out there. Clearly, you Christian parents, you think there are actually demons out there. And these girls are fighting them. How is this bad? Right? This should be an inspiring story. This should be something that you want your children to see, right?
Yeah.
You can fight these demonic forces in the world, but they don't see it that way.
They don't.
They probably also, like me, haven't seen it.
Or they have, and then they realize that one of the characters, spoiler alert, is part demon.
Skun-dun-dun. Well, now I'm on their side. Now I agree with the keep this horror from these kids, Dan.
Oh no, the children. What will we do about the children?
Yeah. Anyway, well,
it's also so funny.
The school is doubling down. They're not going to be apparently there've been a bunch of parents in the community who are like, what? Why are you making a big deal about this? It's just fun, right? Yeah. I guess there was like a activity after school or something where after school there were performances at after school clubs where they were like singing these songs, right? And the parents are just like, it's harmless. This is no big deal, right? It's just a song. They like it. And to be honest, there are themes that are really positive about like working together, I think, or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, the school, like I said, they're doubling down, and they've sent out another message to all the parents saying, while we fully respect your right to make choices about the content your child engages with at home, we also want to be mindful of the diversity of beliefs within our school community. You could just acknowledge that it's all hogwash and move on.
I will say this. I'm still hung up on the idea of an infant school. Is that just what they call preschool?
I have no idea. I have no idea what this
is. UK. Somebody help me out. Infant school. Let me tell you something about infants. They don't sing songs from K-pop Demon Hunter.
I know. Do
you know what an infant is? And also, Lilliputian. Cute. Okay. Anywho, I'm going to move on to a lawsuit that is happening here in the United States. This is in Chicago. I think we all know at this point that the U.S. is a shithole right now. It is a terrible country, and we are doing bad things to good people here in this country. And one of the bad things that we're doing is sending apparently ICE agents, immigration and ICE. What's this? Immigration
and Customs Enforcement.
Customs Enforcement. Okay. I couldn't think of what the C stood for.
They're not as concerned about customs, though.
Right. Yeah. We don't ever hear about them cracking down on someone not filling out Form 22B for their customs shipment. They're very much focused on the I, not the C at this moment. And one of the things that they're doing is just like snatching up people off the street, providing them no habeas corpus, no due process, no due process, and then deporting them to a country that isn't their country. Their country of origin, and putting them in a prison there or something. It's really, really bad. And so like the horrors of what they're doing, and they don't inform people. They don't. They if you're lucky, they give you a way to figure out where your loved one is if your loved one happens to be snatched up. But they don't give access to prisoners. They don't get it is really awful. And right now, a bunch of American Catholic bishops and nuns are suing in Chicago because they are being denied the right to give religious rights to these prisoners. Many of them are, of course, Catholic. They're from, they're largely Latino. They're from Catholic countries.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, hey, we have all of these rights that we do as part of our religion, and you're denying it to these people.
Yeah.
And I want to be like, fuck you. Your thing is made up anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it does. It does matter for legal reasons, but also B, it does matter for humanitarian reasons.
Yeah, I think so.
If these things are important to these people, and they, it's something that they feel, not having it puts their lives, their souls in jeopardy in some way or whatever. Like,
well, it does. Like, people who are, I mean, I think we have established this in this society, right? That if you're incarcerated, you still have a right to your religion.
Yeah.
Right.
And to the practice of your religion.
Yeah. And
not just I have my religion in my head, but like the rituals, the practices, the things.
So just even separating it out from the ICE thing, which is, horrifying. Right.
Yeah.
Like, we've already established this. Like, what are they fighting against? Right. Like, why this need to be so extra special dickish on this issue?
Well,
right?
of immigration. I think that, like, what we've learned about the Trump administration and ICE in general is that the cruelty is the point.
Yeah.
So they are just going out of their way to make sure that they deny anything that could add a modicum of comfort or kindness to these people's lives. And the truth of the matter is, I'm fucking super rooting for these religious people to be able to gain access to these people.
Yeah, no, they should.
Because A, we need people to get access to these facilities. We need people in there.
Just from a strategic perspective, but
to see what's going on, to bear witness, just anything.
Yeah.
But also, like, the individuals on the inside psychologically probably need it.
They do. Yeah.
And I want them to have it. I want them to have these visits.
Yeah. The reporting that we do have about the conditions is
abysmal. It's
awful,
inhumane and cruel and wildly illegal in this country, where we do have laws about how we treat prisoners.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy that our government is not obeying the law.
So
at all.
I don't like being in the position of being like, good luck, priests and nuns. Good luck, Catholic.
These are the
clergy.
times we live in, Dan.
I know. Strange bedfellows, I tell you.
Exactly.
So weird.
Yee. All right. Well, good luck. And keep us apprised, Dan, on that one. Well, following with the Catholics and doing, I'm going to say good things. And this one, I want us to dissect this because the headline sounds pretty great, right? Pope returns 62 artifacts to Indigenous peoples from Canada as part of reckoning with colonial past.
Okay.
Hey.
You're right. That's a good start.
That sounds really, really great.
I mean, 62 sounds like it's probably a low number.
Dan,
as I'm just guessing. Dan, I'm just wildly guessing here.
How dare you?
That the Catholic Church may own more than 62 things that are sacred.
The estimates are 40,000.
Okay.
That
62 seems totally reasonable then.
Not all of those would be going to Canada, right?
Right. Okay, sure.
But 40,000 artifacts that are believed to exist from around the world from Indigenous people.
Yeah.
That were stolen. And that now the Vatican is, quote, presenting as a gift to
these tribe members. How generous.
Yes.
A gift.
This is a gift that they're giving. That's how they describe the restitution of the artifacts. Irking historians.
Yeah.
Who
hey, we got this for you guys.
Who are still demanding a fuller accounting of what remains in the Vatican Museum's vaults. right?
Yeah. Hey, we were just walking through the vaults and we just saw this and it made us think of you.
Yeah.
And we thought to ourselves, hey. You know who would love this? Is the native peoples of Canada.
It's pretty brutal. There was this exhibition in 1925 for Pope Pius XI, and where they collected up, they got out the Vatican's giant vacuum cleaner and went around sucking up artifacts from around the world. Over to a giant exhibition that was held in the Vatican Gardens, where they were showing off. They were showing off the church's global outreach, or its global reach, rather.
Yeah, not outreach. They weren't asking,
and they were celebrating its missionaries and the lives of the indigenous peoples that they were converting to Catholicism.
Yeah,
and whose cultures they were systematically dismantling. Right. Like these artifacts were very likely taken as part of a confiscation program that they had to take these artifacts to take these items, these religiously significant items from the indigenous
or
peoples,
culturally significant,
significant, whatever they were. A lot of them were religiously significant, spiritually significant.
Right.
And to confiscate them from them. And then they spread them around to museums. Oh, hey, now let's look at these people, right?
Yeah.
Whose culture we are stealing from them.
Whose culture we are replacing with good culture. Whose barbarian culture we are... They'll be grateful later. We're going to take all of that gross, icky brown people stuff away.
Yeah.
And endow them with, our fun guilt and...
the Canada's Truth
beliefs.
and Reconciliation Commission has called it a cultural genocide. Those are
I think that's a fair assessment.
That seems right.
Can I just mention? I think we've talked about this before, but a couple of years ago, I for the first time went to the Vatican's museum.
Oh yeah,
you've been there
a few times,
and like one of the first things that you encounter when you get there is Egyptian sarcophagi. And that's the moment when you go, what the fuck is happening?
It's a museum, Dan.
What does this have to do with the Vatican, you insane lunatics?
They just went around collecting and grabbing up shit. just like any
yoink. I'll take that.
Everybody was doing in that era. If you had power and money and influence as a country or an entity, I suppose, or as a wealthy family, you went around the world just grabbing shit. Out of mine now. I want your mummies. Give me all your mummies. Right? It's just what you did, Dan. But no, so the Vatican does seem to be they're kind of missing the point, maybe a little tone deaf on some of how they're talking about this, giving back these 62 items. They have described it as the quote, "This is an act of ecclesiastical sharing, with which the successor of Peter entrusts to the Church of Canada these artifacts, which bear witness to the history of the encounter between faith and the cultures of the Indigenous peoples." And then the Canadian Catholic Church, however that's phrased, is then they're working to then distribute them out to the right groups, right? To the right tribes.
And it may be that some of those artifacts, they won't ever be able to figure out where it should properly go, because it's not like the Catholic Church was like taking detailed notation of like, this was from this tribe and this group and whatever.
They probably have some sense of like technique and construction and adornment and ornamentation and whatnot, and like how what materials and whatnot. Like they're probably going to do a pretty good job. Apparently,
I think that there are archaeologists and members of the native tribes who will know.
They've involved some national museum in Ottawa, the Canadian Museum of History in Ottawa, that's going to be like detailing like where these should go. So they have like real experts involved. Like as far as like how this is proceeding with these 62 items, I don't doubt that this is going to go well, right? Like I suppose that this is going to be handled nicely, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is they're still sitting on a trove of artifacts,
right?
That for whatever reason they don't want to part with. Things that are not on display, even like these aren't like cherished items that people from around the world come to see at the Vatican Museum. These are literally just things in the vault. These are things that they're not displaying. And it's like, well, not that there should be any separation there. It should all go back. But there's also sort of an added insult to the whole thing that these are just sitting there when these tribes would most guaranteedly cherish the opportunity to have these items back and then decide how are they going to put them in their own museum? Are they going to like put them to proper use in some way? Like, however, that's up to them. Right.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And the Vatican needs to just turn it all over.
Give it back. What are you doing?
One weird detail, and it goes to the phrasing here. This is ecclesiastical sharing. Apparently, this is how the Vatican has been returning stolen items around the world. Like there's another example with when they gave some stuff back to Greece, having to do with like the Parthenon, I think, and they gave it first to the Orthodox Church in Greece. So that and they presented it as not a state to state transfer. They don't want to create some legal thing here,
some international.
Like, they're working through the church and the churches in order to like sidestep some sort of
they're trying to back channel this stuff.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Okay,
and then once it's in the country, then the church that's been given the item then turns it over to whatever government,
to the government or whatever
it is. Yeah. Really weird stuff.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I don't pretend to understand the ins and outs of all of that, but
it sucks when like
it back is the big thing.
A church is a country and a country is a church. Like it just makes things complicated.
Yeah. All right. Well, many of our listeners, viewers, wherever you get our stuff, will be aware that in the past week or so, there was a moment. Here's the thing. We all know about these Epstein files. The Epstein shit is happening.
Yeah.
We don't know what's coming, but
we've seen great.
We've seen the first little bit that's been released, and it had bombshells. I just can't imagine what's coming down the pike.
It's gonna be great.
Or it's going to be awful because they're going to redact everything. Or who knows what fight we're in for. I don't know what we're in for.
Okay.
But I do know that everybody's kind of girding their loins for what's to come, including especially including the right wing. Because the left wing, we're already like, I keep seeing people on the internet going, what if Bill Clinton's on there? What if what if it's all Democrats anyway? You guys shouldn't be wanting it. And every Democrat response is like, oh no,
we'll deal with it. Yeah.
Get them.
We will deal with it.
We want everybody on that list to be in prison. I don't care if it's my favorite politician in the world. Not that I have a favorite politician, but like, what I want to know who they are, and I want them to go to jail.
There are people who I would be surprised if they're on the list.
Sure.
And disappointed that they're on the list.
Deeply disappointed in
Bill
everyone
Clinton
on the
ain't
list.
One of them.
No,
right?
no.
Like I am fully ready for that man.
If Warren Buffett is on there, if George Soros is on there, go get them.
Warren Buffett.
Throw them in the garbage. I don't care. Like this is, anywho, that's how our side is responding.
Yeah.
That is not necessarily how the other side is responding.
Right.
To wit, I think a lot of people are aware of Megyn Kelly's recent thing This is a former Fox News anchor person who is now a podcaster. So she has the same job as us. She's a colleague, if you will. She on her podcast, she was talking about Epstein, and she said that she mentioned that she had a friend who was on the inside, who really knew what he was talking about.
Okay.
With Epstein.
I'm sure.
And
okay.
Her friend told her that, well, she was basically making this distinction. She was like, he wasn't into like, this is a quote, he wasn't into like 8-year-olds.
No,
but
9-year-olds.
But he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but that would look legal to a passerby.
Oh, God.
There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old, you know? At one point, she used the term barely legal, which
15 is
no, it's not. It's still very, very, very illegal.
And what you're describing is really weird, because you're describing a 15-year-old who can pass as an adult, but who also looks like they're young.
Yeah.
Right. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
A, what the fuck are you talking about? B, what the fuck are you talking about?
These are not
what
things...
are you doing? You're doing the it's okay if she's 15 thing. That's what you're doing. That's your defense of that person. Well, let me tell you something.
Not 5. Did you not notice that this 15-year-old, she's not 5?
She might have some boobs or something.
I get it. Like, if she was 5,
if she was 8, that would be ridiculous.
I wouldn't be defending him.
Oh my God.
Oh, good Lord, Dan.
So that's where their brain has fallen off the cliff. She's a prominent, like, she's a smart woman. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
They are literally, they have so contorted their brains that that's where the special level of hell that they're in.
Yeah.
Not to be outdone though. The Bill Donahue, the president of the Catholic League, has decided to speak up on this as well.
Okay. So, good. He'll come in with some good defense of the children. Right?
Well, yes, in that, except that no. Basically, it feels like what he had to say was roughly, hey, pedophilia, that's our thing to talk about, not your thing to talk about.
No, come on.
What he said was, he basically was like, it was, frankly, the vibe was more, you guys are not used to talking about this. I know all the talking points on pedophilia. I've been dealing with the Catholic Church for my whole life, so let me help you out here.
I know how to make it not sound so bad. Is that basically the angle?
I think that's what he was saying. That's not what he was doing. What he was doing was jumping in and saying the objection is to the application of the word pedophile to either Epstein / Trump or to Catholic priests.
Mm-hmm.
Because pedophile, if you want to be pedantic about pedophilia, which, can I just say, don't be pedantic about pedophilia.
Right.
But if you want to get pedantic, the word pedophile shouldn't apply, according to them, to post-pubescent children.
Oh.
Pedophile is a pre-pubescent thing.
Oh.
And so, you know, it's
what
I guess,
and that distinction gets you where?
Right.
Like,
what are you doing?
Okay, well, tell us what the word is to describe the person who is still not an adult, who's being the object of sexual predator, right?
I think there is a word for someone who has sex with someone who's underage, but post-pubescent, or or in the middle of pubescence. And I don't care what that word is, because we're all using the word pedophile because fuck you.
Yeah. And also, like, sometimes a word, like, funny thing about language, right? Like, sometimes that dictionary definition isn't actually what the word means.
Well,
right?
because
it's not how it's being used.
A dictionary is meant to be descriptive of how we're using a word. And so if a dictionary has not yet caught on to the fact that we are now using the word pedophile for anyone who has sex with someone under the age of 8, under the legal age, or whatever, then the dictionary is what needs to catch up, not us.
Right.
But here's the other thing.
Redirect us back to, oh, thank you, Funkin' Wagnalls.
Right. Yeah. I will say this. There is also technically a psychological definition of the word pedophile. Like, there is a technical psychological diagnosis of pedophilia. Oh, yeah. It is a disorder.
Okay.
Right. But I'm not going to split hairs here. If you're fucking someone under 18, guess what I'm going to call you?
And eggs on my face for having used the wrong word.
Oopsie doodle. I guess I used the wrong word to you. Here's the thing. I haven't even gotten to what Donahue had to say.
Oh, Jesus.
Crap. Which is, for too long, the media and the chattering class, that's a great turn of phrase, the chattering class,
that's us,
have said the Catholic Church clergy abuse scandal was due to, quote, pedophile priests. Wrong. The data clearly show, oh my God, brace yourself. The data clearly show that the vast majority of priestly victims were male, 81%, and that 78% were post-pubescent. Why is that important? Because it means the molesters were homosexuals. When males have sex with males who are post-pubescent, that's called homosexuality, not pedophilia.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then it goes on to say, the media have ignored this data. The fact is that only 3.8% of clergy sexual abuse victims were boys 10 or younger. So what he's doing is the thing that the right has been doing, which is conflating a sexual orientation with an inclination to commit a horrific act of underage rape. And of course so we need to be aware that that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's where their brains are at. That homosexuality is just sort of pedophilia, but with older kids.
Oh God. That's brutal shit.
Yeah, it's not great. It's horrific. Now, mind you, this guy's a dipshit, but he is the president of an organization that has over $60 million worth of assets. He's not small change out there in the world.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. Sorry that we took a funny thing. Well, it's none of this funny. Is funny. We were having fun. We were having a little fun, and
very stupid distinction, and then it turns out, and then the other shoe dropped.
It's pretty rough. It's pretty
thank
rough
you,
out there.
Thank you, Dan, for that wonderful story.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad
Mr.
you shared
Homosexual.
That. I'm so glad you shared that. Yeah, because then what is that? How horrible, right? Because now I'm totally grossed out. I don't even want to say, and I don't even want to like it's awful.
Yeah,
what he's trying to do there.
The idea of like, well, the real sin that these priests are committing is homosexuality. No, asshole.
Right. Yeah.
And also, of course, the implication being that all gay people are pedophiles.
Yeah, there's that. And then there's also a weird thing that it's like somehow makes it almost sound like it's okay, right? To some listeners.
Yeah.
Right. That like oh, well, that's just them being gay. Right?
Yeah.
Gay's okay.
Just doing gay guys doing gay guy
things. That's not
things.
pedophilia. That's just having sex with a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
That's all you, that's all you have. Fuck me. All right. That's wild shit. All right, cool. Dan.
Yeah.
Texas.
Oh, hooray for Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, and bigger is better. So hooray.
Well, so they would have you believe. Anyway, they had their Senate Bill 10, I guess, which requires the 10 Commandments to be displayed in every public school classroom in the state. The 10 Commandments, every classroom in the state, as mandated by their state government.
Right.
Great. Well, apparently there were some school districts that were like, we're not going to do that because we actually think that that's a violation of the U.S. Constitution.
Right.
So we're not going to follow your law that is clearly illegal in this country. And so the Attorney General, Texas State Attorney General, Ken Paxton.
He's a real peach of a guy.
Yeah, he's
Paxton.
He's a Republican, of course.
This is the guy that was getting impeached and then pulled some political maneuvers, some insane political maneuvers, and got himself out of it.
Well, yeah. Well, he's now running for U.S. Senate.
Yeah.
And he sued 2 school districts for refusing to display the 10 Commandments in their classrooms. And a federal judge has ruled in favor of the school districts.
Yay, for now.
Yeah, for now. The ruling only applies to school districts immediately in that judge's jurisdiction, I guess, or something like that. There's a small list of school districts in Texas that this now applies to. The rest of them are still free to display the 10 Commandments while this sort of works its way through the courts.
And surely plenty of them are.
Yeah, plenty are, I'm totally sure. Anyway, U.S. District Judge Orlando L. Garcia says that has ruled that Senate Bill 10 violates the Establishment Clause of the U.S. Constitution, which is clear to anybody who has half a brain.
Half a brain and a sense of jurisprudence.
Yeah, and that part, the Establishment Clause prevents the government from establishing or favoring a religion, which the display of the 10 Commandments clearly would violate
inherently
in a school.
Just obviously and without question.
They're public schools. These are government schools.
Yeah.
And so the ACLU maybe I've got a few of these details wrong. The ACLU was suing as well on behalf of 15 multi-faith families who are part of 14 school districts in Texas.
Yeah, I think those are two separate lawsuits.
These are 2 different lawsuits. Yeah, I sort of conflated the 2 into one thing. So he's going after these other ones for not doing it, and the ACLU is suing because some school districts did do it.
Right. It's funny because these schools making that choice, making the choice to not put up the things because they know, look, they're going to get sued.
Yeah.
They're either going to get sued by families who are, and the ACLU for a violation of their First Amendment rights, or they're going to get sued by Ken Paxton, who's going to say, hey, you're not obeying our law.
Right.
One way or t'other.
Yeah.
They just have to pick who they want to be sued by.
Right.
And so some of them picked the families and some of them picked Paxton.
Some of them probably led by dipshit superintendents to begin with.
Yeah.
The school districts that refused just looked at the situation. We're like, well, we can be sued for doing the right thing or sued for doing the wrong thing. Which one are we going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, since we're on the schools thing, I'm going to take us over to another schools thing, and it's basically very, very similar.
Oh,
but this one is in Northern Ireland.
Oh,
where they're apparently now in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
there is required in many schools RE, which is religious education.
Right.
And that can play out in a lot of different ways. Religious education can be you are educated about religions,
Sure.
about what religions are and what the different ones believe, and that's all fine and dandy. That is useful information.
Yeah.
Or it can be just total indoctrination into Christianity, which apparently is what it's been like in a lot of Northern Ireland, including like by law. Hemant Mehta had a section of the law in Northern Ireland that said that schools shall include collective worship, whether in one or more than one assembly of the part of the registered pupils at the school. On the part of the registered pupils at the school, it says that the religious education required by paragraph 1 shall be undenominational religious education. That is to say, education based on the Holy Scriptures. They were having Christian songs, they're doing Christian prayers, and of course there are a significant percentage. There's a significant percentage of the population, even in Ireland, that is non-Christian,
right?
And a very growing population, and like here, a vocal growing population. So there have been lawsuits about this. And it gets worse. Like, the curriculum is like literally like just Christian indoctrination. There's whole sections about learning objective 1, the revelation of God. Pupils should begin to develop an awareness, knowledge, understanding, and appreciation of the key Christian teachings about God, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, about Jesus Christ, and about the Bible. Like, it is just explicit. So there's been lawsuits that have been going forward, and the secular parent who filed this lawsuit won at the main level, and then it was appealed by the school districts, and the school districts won the appeal, and then it went all the way to the UK Supreme Court, and the UK Supreme Court said, "What the fuck are you doing?" This is obviously indoctrination. Yeah. It is obviously not okay, and struck it all down. So now, theoretically, and if I live in the United States of America, so I am a black-hearted pessimist about these sorts of things at the moment. But theoretically, they have to redo everything, taking all of that shit out and just change how they do RE forever. Which is great. I am very excited about that. The reason that they lost the appeal, by the way, was that the schools were like, well, you have the option. You can just have your kid walk out of that classroom during that time. You could just you don't have to have your kid there. We'll give them a juice box in the library for an hour or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it's like, okay, great. So you want my kid to be the pariah of the school, the weirdo, who leaves for that one section of school every day, or one of the 3 weirdos or whatever.
Yeah, it was the Jehovah's Witnesses at my school. They would.
Who had to leave when what?
I was sitting here trying to think what it was, and it might have been birthday parties.
Oh, yeah.
Might have been that. I can't remember, because I know that
or Christmas things or whatever.
Well, the teachers were actually really good about, like, we didn't make like Christmas tree ornaments in class. We made, you could put a hook on it on this. Like, I remember we made like they look like little sodas, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but you could either
you made holiday things.
We made sort of not even
festive,
really festive things. And
decorative things.
And so like you had the option of this can be a refrigerator magnet, or we can put a hook on it and you can hang it. And all the kids understood, right? Oh, I want to hang it because I'm going to put it on the Christmas tree.
Right.
And the Jehovah's Witness kids were like, I want a magnet.
Oh, Lord.
So it's that.
All right.
It's that. I feel badly for those poor Jehovah's Witness kids.
Oh, so anyway, yeah, it's not okay to just make kids walk out into the hall, and that's what the that's what the Supreme Court of the UK has decided. So if you live in Northern Ireland, your kids down the road at some point may actually get a non-indoctrinational education. By the way, of course, there has been outrage on the part of some ding-dongs who are like, it's not indoctrination. How dare you use it? The conservative politician, leader of the traditional unionist voice, which I assume is some fringy, I don't know. Some political party. I don't. Anyway, Jim Allister, MP, said, the language used, particularly the inflammatory term indoctrination, is an affront not only to teachers and parents, but to the Christian foundations upon which our education system has long rested. Guess what? If you're saying that it has long rested on that, you're talking about indoctrination. That's what you're talking about, man.
Yeah. Oh, golly gee.
But it's traditional to indoctrinate the children in the school. What are you talking about?
Here's a little test for you. Just swap out the curriculum with Muslim content, and then ask yourself, is it indoctrinating them into Islam?
Right.
And if the answer to that question is yes, then guess what yours is doing?
Yeah. I mean, there are easy tests, my friends.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you would like to write into us about this or any of the things that we have discussed, please feel free to do so. We love to hear from you. Podcast at thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. We'd love to hear from you. The telephone number is 424-666-8442. Stick around. There's more show coming up.
Well, Frank, we had some folks write into us and call into us. We've got all sorts of missives, and so I'm going to dive right in. Here's Larry, who says, here are my thoughts on when faith and cruelty collide. Christianity, really most religions, have been a great conduit for positive human characteristics, promoting humility, generosity, empathy, compassion, and love for your fellow man. The fact that some have hijacked the collective with their own selfish dogma is unfortunate. I am a Jesus follower, not a death, resurrection, salvation Christian. One of my fave movies is Oh God, where George Burns answers one of the questions posed to him. Jesus was my son, Buddha was my son, Muhammad, Moses, you, the man who said there was no room at the inn was my son, and so was the one who charges $11 for a steak. I assume that was a lot back in the 80s when that movie came out.
Yeah, that joke doesn't really work anymore.
I'd kill for an $11 steak. Are you kidding me?
Cow.
All right. I am a believer this is Larry again. I'm a believer in the goodness of mankind. I have faith in us. I don't believe in an intervening God. I do believe in serendipity. I believe in spirituality. There are a lot of Christians that if you pressed them on the core tenet that one must believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus to achieve salvation versus just being a good human being, they could lean towards rejecting the exclusivity of Christ in favor of Jesus' messages of inclusiveness. Look, both of those kinds of Christians exist. I agree with that. I don't know what to. I I've gone back and forth on the whole idea of like all of these ideas of whether people are inherently good or not. I struggle with that. I think people are inherently good if they're not afraid, if they're not made to feel afraid. But unfortunately, we are constantly afraid and we are constantly made to feel afraid by, Fox News or whatever. And then the goodness starts to evaporate unless a person is particularly stalwart.
Yeah.
Or at least there's danger of that.
But it's funny because I think we're able to contain so much at once, right?
Yeah.
Like you can be really bad on any number of issues, right? But it'd still be one hell of a good neighbor and have a generous, kind heart to the old lady down the street. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? And it's like,
and that's a thing that we hear all the time. We hear, someone has done something horrific. Or has a bunch of horrific beliefs and you want to just be able to dismiss them out of hand. That's a MAGA guy. He's a piece of shit. He hates, Jews and he hates gay people and he hates trans people and whatever. And then, someone's going to jump to that guy's defense and say, this guy saved my family when we were in need. And this guy, always mows the lawn of the old lady down the street and is so generous and so kind. And so this, that, and the other, because we all are both good and shitty.
Yeah. I think that's the point, is that we contain both good and bad. And it's finding, I think the thing about trying to be a good person is trying to identify those bad things, right?
Yeah.
And trying to root them out.
Trying to confront them in ourselves. Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of people are a really long way away from realizing that their attitudes about trans people is not right, and
is bad.
Well,
is part of
leads to them having to treating or endorsing policy that would treat trans people very badly, in very damaging ways, right?
Literally lead to the suffering and death of good people.
And I don't know where the disconnect is in a lot of that, but there you go.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
But that's humanity. Humanity is complicated and
yeah. Yeah, I'm a believer. Larry said he's a believer in the goodness of mankind. You just also have to be a believer in the badness of mankind.
You have to accept that. Yeah.
If you want to be honest and real, you can't just believe in one.
But here's the deal. Like, I don't think as a species we could possibly have gotten as far as we have without the good outbalancing the bad. Right?
In a general way.
Completely, fully aggregate examination of humanity. Right? Setting aside the issues that affect you or that you care about. Right? Like, just looking at the whole. There's no way that we're at where we are unless we've been able to figure out in most societies how to balance, to outbalance the bad with good.
Yeah. Right? I think our entire sense of morality is based on the fact that we are evolved to be pro-social. And that is our programming. Yeah. Absolutely. So absolutely right.
I think that inherently the vast majority of us are striving to be good. It's just if we have a decent understanding of what good is. Right. But,
and I think that Larry is right also that in many cases, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to even put a number on or a percentage on how good versus bad. But in many cases, Christianity and other religions do promote positive traits in people. Right. They tell you to be compassionate. They tell you to have empathy. They tell you to have generosity.
Right. While also shaming, unwed mothers.
Right. But also shaming bad behavior.
Yeah.
So I will not full-throatedly condemn religion the way I used to. Because I think that there's a lot of good that comes from it. but also we see the bad that comes from it. Our whole show is about outlining the bad that comes from it too, and keep trying to hold their feet to the fire in some way on the bad stuff. Because if they got rid of the bad stuff, I'm down with the religions. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to think about, doing the sort of the same test, right? Like in the aggregate, right? Setting aside my pet issues with Christianity,
right?
Is it on the whole more good than it is bad?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced one way or the other either. I don't know the answer to that, but I am willing to praise when I see the goodness.
Yeah,
and I'm willing to promote when I see the goodness.
The Pope just gave back 62 artifacts.
Stop it.
Look at all. Let's praise the Pope for this. It's so good.
We're back to snark. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one. This is from Nathan, who says, "Oh no, wait. We'll get to Nathan in a second. Let's do a voicemail first."
Yeah.
Do you remember who this one is?
Mary? Yeah.
Okay, we'll do Mary.
Let's do Mary. This is a response to the conversation last week, I believe, right?
Yeah, we talked to
your monument thing.
Yeah, we talked about a monument to answered prayers, and we joked about a monument to unanswered prayers, and then Mary said this.
Hello, this is Mary O'Grady calling from beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think there are monuments to unanswered prayers. The Holocaust monuments. Bye-bye.
Okay. Damn, Mary. Dropped a bit of a bomb there.
That's rough, Mary.
Fair enough.
That's pretty dark.
But woof. That is have you heard the vibe of the show, Mary? God bless you. We love you. This is not to be rude to you.
I guess that's one way of looking at Holocaust museums or monuments.
Unanswered prayers.
Yeah. Whoa.
To me, Disneyland is a monument to unanswered prayers, because I keep there's so much that I want to have happen there that doesn't ever. Anyway. My prayers go unanswered there.
Yeah.
As they do everywhere. All right. Now I'll get to Nathan, who says, in listening to today's podcast, I heard Dan mention how he opted not to vote this cycle due to not wanting to spend the time to learn about the only one city council candidate. Yeah.
Shame,
be preachy. Oh, Nathan, you're about to be preachy.
But I'm going to join him.
I know. We all know your position, Frank. You made it perfectly
I feel like
clear.
on the episode I was clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You were clear. Not to be preachy, but I hope you reconsider that take for your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Your podcast is one of the few things that gives me hope about our world, and I have learned to really respect your positions. I have been an atheist my entire life, and with us being such a small percentage of the population, it's important to have a place to turn to. But I also know that as a progressive atheist and a small minority of the population, it is so important for us to not lose hope and make our voice heard wherever possible. One key way is to simply vote. I have voted in every election during my lifetime, and at 57, this has been a lot of elections. I live in crazy Texas, so often I know my vote won't count, but I still believe that my voice should be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Often these local elections, like city council, are the most critical because the right drives in candidates that they know people won't spend the time to get to know.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all you do, but do encourage you to reconsider your stance on elections not being important, as I know your podcast is very influential. Let me tell you something. A, our podcast is not that influential, but B, it is a little bit influential, and B, my contention has never been that elections are not important. Elections are very important.
Yeah.
And I believe that to my bones.
You just got too busy, Dan. I mean,
listen, here's the other thing. A person's psychological and mental health is also important. And we all have the right to take moments to ask ourselves, is the exertion that is required of me possible right now?
Yeah.
And if it's not, that's okay.
Yeah. You can also,
here's the thing.
Ask a trusted friend who is voting in the same election to just be like, hey, can you like help me parse this out? I don't know who these two people are.
Right.
And they'll quickly jump in and be like, oh my God, so-and-so is a complete asshole. You can't vote for them. Right.
But you also need to understand that in the Salt Lake City Council races, it's going to be between one liberal and another liberal. It's going to be, you know what I mean? Like it's not going to be, it's not like I was risking some hateful Republican going in and becoming part of the thing. Like that was not the risk.
That is true. It was not very high stakes.
Right.
As far as like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
so that's where I was at. But I think you're right, Frank. It's not a bad idea to just call a trusted friend and say, hey, have you looked into this? Yeah. I don't have the bandwidth.
They've made it so easy, Dan, for us. Like here in Utah, we have universal mail-in voting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so effing easy, right? You open it up, you fill in a bubble, put it back in the envelope, and you live within spitting distance of a drop box. You could have just gone straight to the library, had a nice little
just put it in my mailbox.
If you hit it early enough. They now anyway. I'm not going to get into what they changed. I'm going to reiterate
that my position is that elections are important, and also it's okay if you're not perfect about everything in your fucking life, you guys. Jesus Christ.
I think they were this was Larry, right?
No, this was Nathan.
This is Nathan. I think Nathan, not to speak for Nathan, but I think what I'm hearing is a concern for the example that you're giving.
Yeah.
Right. To the community.
Yeah.
And
the example that I'm giving is that we're not perfect, and that's okay.
And I think that this just serves as a reminder of the position and influence that you hold by just being a silly podcast host.
Yep. Moving on. All right. There we go. Let's do another voicemail. Here we go. Okay.
Hi, guys. This is Jim V. in Phoenix. I really liked hearing the report on your November 13 show about the woman who ran a social experiment in which she created a scenario of needing baby formula for her starving 2-month-old. I ran across the same story on one of my news feeds, but your segment gave valuable additional insights. However, I've been wondering what she actually did with any of the donations. Did she accept the food and then pass it along to a food pantry or maybe a needy family? Or maybe politely decline and reveal the experiment? It'd be nice to get a follow-up on this. Thanks a lot. Great show. Bye.
Hey, thanks for that. The follow-up is that she did indeed just reveal that it was a social experiment.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the second that somebody said yes, she would immediately say, hey, just so that you know, this isn't real. I don't actually have a baby, but I really appreciate the fact that you were willing to do the thing.
That's amazing.
That you were willing to live up to the meaning of your creed, or whatever.
Well, and the other thing that she did is she has directed people toward the giving to the churches that did offer support in her scenario.
A little carrot for the churches out there.
And so at least one of the churches has reported to the media that they've seen an incredible increase in donations that they've received to do charitable work.
Yeah.
So
because they got lucky and the cool guy answered the phone instead of the dickhead.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, kind of all around just a really good little experiment that has had
really
some good,
cool.
some good results for some churches that are actually doing good in their community.
Yeah. To be clear, the woman didn't actually have a baby. So
yeah.
Okay. This is from April, who writes, "Dear Frank and Dan, your story about the woman's social experiment with the baby formula and how often aid from religious groups comes with strings attached reminded me of a volunteer experience I had. The company I work for, I won't name names, but it is a large bank in these United States of America."
Okay.
There's a bunch of those. Yeah, there's so many of them. Is very active in community volunteering. The team I was on at the time decided to do a volunteer event at Feed My Starving Children, a charity that packs meals that are shipped out to feed malnourished people all over the world. It was all fun and games while we scooped and packaged the food up. But when it came to the last step, boxing up the shipments, I found out that this was a very religious charity. I was shocked and horrified to find out that they included Bibles with each shipment and prayed over the boxes with the volunteers. I was so icked out that I contributed to this awful religious manipulation of vulnerable people.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around the idea of using food to recruit folks into your faith. I was at the beginning of my journey to atheism at the time, but this experience pushed me down that path much faster. I now volunteer and donate to secular charities with pride, knowing I am doing it I'm not doing it to please an imaginary sky daddy or save myself from hell, but simply to help people out in need.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's so tricky, right? Because at least they're sending food to people who need food. And if they're sending a book along with that food and saying magic words before they send the food, I don't know. I don't know what to say. People need food.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't feel badly that you helped, but
no, you definitely shouldn't
like
feel
that
bad.
It's inspired her to go find some secular places to volunteer at. I mean, I think that's great.
By the way, if just for the sake of everybody, if you're looking at a charity and it's not Feed Starving Children, it's Feed My Starving Children, that's going to be a religious one. The my is the giveaway on that. Look for the my. You got to look for the coded messaging in it. All right, there you go. If you would like, we have some folks to thank.
We do have people to thank. Dan.
Oh my gosh, what am I doing?
We have a new patron on Patreon, a new teacher, in fact, by the name of Janet. Thank you very much, Janet.
Thank you so much, Janet.
And we have an update on the Boschvark Alexandra competition.
The race to Lord and Savior.
Lord and Savior. Boschvark has edited their membership, their donation up. By a decent amount. You're still not there, Boschvark.
I'm really sorry. Got you beat.
So sorry. So I'm going to thank our Lord and Savior, our top donor, Alexandra.
More show coming up. Well, Frank, I am so grateful to you for doing this show.
I'm grateful to you for doing the show, Dan.
Oh, that gratitude. Isn't it just fun?
Oh.
And here's the thing. What brought this up is that we are staring down the barrel of American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, in fact, this episode is coming out on Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Be currently hiding from your family listening to us.
I hope you are.
As we speak.
I hope you are. I hope you're getting a little bit of respite from what awful, horrible thing is happening in the dining room right now.
Or you're listening to us sometime after the fact, and that's also fine. But one of the things that's sort of mystifying about Thanksgiving for atheists is that we hear a lot from like the psychology world and whatever, that gratitude is actually like psychologically very good for you.
Yeah.
To focus on the things in your life that enrich you and that make your life better is actually it's like a mind hack for getting rid of sadness and depressions. So to some extent, not. I mean, if you need your meds, take your meds by all means.
Right.
But it is a good and positive practice to focus on gratitude. But we are so used to in our society the idea of gratitude being a thing that has a recipient,
a target. Yeah. You're thanking someone or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's all of our language sort of revolves around, I thank you.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, and Thanksgiving
to someone.
Thanksgiving, the religious history of the day, sort of the subtext of the holiday, is you're thanking God, right? For a bountiful harvest, right? And
that is so infused into our culture that, like, even my favorite poem about gratitude is an E.E. Cummings poem. And the first line of it is, I thank you, God, for most this amazing day. But like, I just ignore the God part and I just, or substitute in whatever. But
sure.
But it is weird to be like, all of these things that I love, that poem talks about for leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. And I love that. And so when I want to feel gratitude for all of that stuff, I go, I'm grateful I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
I think that's the pivot. You have to be grateful for the thing.
Yeah.
And not to someone for the thing.
You just be grateful, right? You can acknowledge the goodness in your life.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can be grateful
around you
to people for giving you stuff. Like,
sure.
If you've
got
got
somebody, but like for a beautiful day, right?
Yeah.
Or a beautiful, like having, a beautiful whatever. I mean, even just like if something's going kind of good in your life, like who do you direct that to? Right. That gratitude. Like it kind of sucks to be like, hey, thank you, me, for for setting up this really cool moment in my life. Right. Like, no, like it's nice just to sit back and to appreciate, like, oh, wow, I like that went really well. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna feel good about that, and I need to just sit and just be glad about that
and ponder on it.
Yeah,
and yeah,
you don't have to thank God or
But if that's what you're used to, if that's sort of how you've been wired, because that's our culture and that's you were raised religious or whatever, I don't think it's a bad idea to like decide on a locus for that, just a metaphorical locus for your gratitude.
Really?
I don't think that's a bad idea. There has been a lot of science that has shown that like praying, even if it's not to a god,
right,
has the psychological effect of focusing your thoughts on the things that are important to you. Even speaking it out loud, they say, is actually quite good. So I think I think it would be an okay idea to say, I'm going to name the locus of my gratitude. I'm going to call it whatever.
What are you calling it?
I don't know.
Greg?
Yes.
Thank you, Greg.
Greg, the locus of my attitude, of my gratitude. I mean, you could call it Jupiter, or you could call it like anything you want, knowing that it is, with the knowledge that it is metaphorical.
Sure.
That you're taking all of your gratitude and putting it into a place. You know
what
I mean? You could call it a place. You could say, this is my castle of gratitude, or my, whatever.
Yeah.
My forest of gratitude that I'm going to populate with my things that I'm grateful for.
And I think that's great if that works for you, right? And I'm sure it works for a lot of people. I want to kind of speak more to the people who have a reaction like I would have to that, which is it feels a little silly, right?
Yes.
And I think that your pivot of I'm grateful for is a really good little trick, right? Because when you are initially getting yourself out of the model of, I mean, this is what you were just talking about, of having a focus of your gratitude being in it, but it was God. Like, to me, being grateful to a castle of whatever, like that just wouldn't work. Like, I would never be able to in the moment make that feel real and make it. So I think just being like acknowledging the good and being I'm grateful for that, and being okay with there not being some object that's receiving the gratitude.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I mean that is part of the practice of that you have to go through initially when you're getting out of, if you grew up in a very religious environment, you kind of have to, like, there's the deprogramming things, the thought of like an afterlife or whatever it is, like, and just becoming good with, no, there's not. This is our moment, right?
Yeah.
And I don't have to be thankful to something. I can just be grateful for something. And I think that's beautiful. And I like that phrasing and the simplicity of that. Right.
And I'm closer to that too.
Yeah.
I like, truly, that's where I live.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my brain goes. Okay. I'm just saying that, like, I think that sometimes, especially depending on where you are in your journey, it might be useful to not just throw away all of the things that you had as you were growing up, but just rename them and repurpose them and call it, you can
like
even
that you modeled that, right? Like, I think that was useful. And I see that working for some people, right? Like, that makes total sense that would work for some people. It just never at any point along my path would something like that have worked.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things here, right? Is to acknowledge that one thing's not going to work for everybody.
Yeah, totally.
And so like the important part is, where are you putting your focus? Are you putting your focus on the things that make your life hard, and we have to acknowledge those things. We have to think about them. They have to be addressed in our lives. But also, it's important not to neglect the beautiful things, the things for which we have gratitude.
Who do I ask for, that it won't rain today?
Right? Yeah. That's the tricky part. We have to let go of well, I mean, we don't have to. A lot of people believe in casting spells and
oh yeah, no, that's true.
Various magics that they turn to, and
who do I ask for help on that exam later?
Right? Yeah. Like, I've said it before. I still like the idea of praying, because I like the idea of kneeling down or just focusing myself and saying out loud, I really want to do well on this test. I really hope for the best. You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea.
Do you do this? Do you do this?
I've done it.
Really?
Yeah. Every now and then.
So it feels like Oprah's manifesting thing, right?
No. It doesn't work. I know I'm not like manifesting anything. What I'm doing is telling my subconscious, this is important to me. Let's get it conscious.
Okay.
Let's like bring it forward into consciousness, and let's put some focus into it, and remind ourselves that, like, this isn't just a back burner issue. This is something that I want, that is important to me.
I feel like you should write a book. And it's too bad Oprah's still not around, because this feels right up Oprah's alley.
Just straight down the Straight down the lane there. Yeah.
No, but that's totally it though, right? Like just just preparing yourself, right?
Because that's what prayer has always been. Prayer has always just been a way. It has this God character as a sort of focal point, but it is literally just, oh, this is important to me. I'm thinking about it a lot. I'm scared about this thing. Oh, I'm really nervous about that thing. I could use some help with it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to say those things.
You have to prepare yourself for what the universe is going to give you, right? You have to be there. You have to be ready to receive, right?
It's so
important.
This is good stuff. It's so important, you guys.
No, that's what I'm hearing from you, Dan.
What's amazing about this, you guys, is that Frank is only half. He's got a foot on both sides of this issue and refuses to jump to one side or the other.
That is not what I'm doing at all, Dan. How dare you? No, I've been very clear about where I stand. Mm-hmm. And then I swooped in and undermined what you were talking about. That's
right. It's fantastic. All right, friends. Well, if you would like to write into the show and tell one of us that we are full of crap, or
which one would that be, Dan?
It doesn't matter which one. Pick one and decide that we're full of crap, or write in and say that you tried something and you like it, or whatever. Please feel free to write into us. Podcast at thankgodimatheist.com,
or call and leave us a voicemail message. We'd love to hear from you. The telephone number is 424-666-8442. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys.
Yeah, that's always helpful. That's super useful. It doesn't cost us a penny. But if you have a penny and you would like to send it our way, we'd sure appreciate you becoming a donor on the show. You can go to thankgodimatheist.com/donate to do that.
This episode was edited by Roger Gowdy, and music was provided by the Red Rock Hot Club and Gordon Johnston.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We sure do appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank God I'm Atheist is a production of TGIA Media, LLC, copyright 2025. All rights reserved.